What would change if the world thought of this realm and the people of themselves the way that you see yourself in this realm? What do you think would happen?
World will change instantly. Yeah. Well, so people right now are in a state of believing that the universe dictates consciousness, and they're living their life as a very materialistic way, meaning that this is all there is. So when they realize that their soul is who they actually are, and they live on forever in the divinity of this creation and every other soul in love, it would end all man-made constructs, all man-made beliefs, all man-made control structures to enslave the physical body in the expressions of the soul here in physical density. You know, you have no limitations on what you could do because you are the ultimate authority. As I said before, your consciousness dictates the universe. The universe is not dictating you. So you are able to create whatever it is that your soul desires to experience. So whatever you're thinking here, you could create those spaces on the other side, pop into those experiences without forgetting who you are in your soul's divinity, to have an experience. And then you pop back out into base reality, seeing what's going on with other souls, experience something else, collectively create something with other souls. You just remember again. It's a remembrance of, oh, this is home. And a lot of people desire to go home, and they're trying to find it in materialistic things here. But you're never going to take the riches of this earthly realm with you when you leave, because that's home isn't here. It's there. It's not necessarily that one's further along than somebody and that's the way it is forever. It's just like we all get to the same destination, which is waking up to all things again. See everything becoming known to all souls again. Because we all have access to all information. All the records is within each individual soul. And what people tend to do is they tend to look outside of themselves when literally all of the information, even when you're out of your body, is always within you. That's the records of the beginning of everything. It's all within each soul. And we all go there because that's one of the inevitable event markers within this realm that takes place. Whether if that's through an out of body or inevitably when you die, when you cross over, you will eventually. It's not a matter if you do, it's a matter of when you do it. You will cross over or do it through a controlled out of body state and access all things again. Remember it. Just imagine as an infinite white room. So it's this infinite never-ending records of all things, and there are certain halls that you could go down. The hall on the left will lead you to your soul records. The hall on the right will lead you to the halls of Amente, etc., etc., etc. And there's records based on each experience, each realm, each construct within all of creation. They all have their records because everything's recorded. It's almost like, yeah, every little detail of everybody's life is recorded here and is access. It could be accessed in the records of all things. Is when you are out of the body, the constantly changing variables are you accessing thought forms and potential time events. And that took me a long time to figure out what the hell I was seeing and how to navigate that correctly. Because when you come out, you're not only seeing what's taking place here. So I could, I've done many experiments with people writing numbers on a whiteboard for me between 1 and 9, 1 to 10, in 4 days straight, getting them 100% accurate. And I've also scaled that into workshops as well, where me showing people, okay, let's pick a number, and then everybody getting the number right in a group setting as well. So when you're seeing things take place in real time here, you're also seeing your thought forms, other people's thought forms, potentiality of time events as well. And all those merge into the same space. So you could see them physically while at the same time seeing the energetic field around that being as well. And this is where you could start to, you could say, predict certain time events within an individual field. And I've done it for myself. I've done it to personal people in my life as well. Those are the constantly changing things. Now, when you understand that, then you could actually step into the foundation. You can move beyond that. So you could start commanding, well, what are the stars? What is beyond here? Or actually just moving to that direction. And you'll start to see that everything has a very structured creation. A lot of people think, and if you go back what I said about thoughts, a lot of people think that what they think of just vanish. It just disappears. It doesn't. It's still there. This is where you go into deep things that are hidden, are always presented to you in the foreground, even with near-death experienced people. When they die, all of their back things that they put in the back of their head are all presented in the forefront because it all has to be dealt with and seen. There's no walking away from yourself ever. Even when you cross over, you always face yourself. And this is part of the whole judgment thing. It's, you're judging yourself, etc. Once you see what's taking place here in realm one, the earthly realm, it is very, you could say, chaotic as such, because you're seeing all of it physically and also thought forms in other people's field as well. This is what they use as well to get people stuck in a loop, in a cycle, constantly of focusing on the wrong things, typically fear-based narratives, fear-based things, because that collective thought starts to project a certain timeline. And with more energy projected into that timeline, it's basically gets more solidified. It takes a certain level of breaking this down and understanding so it doesn't get necessarily confused and derailed into this direction, because yes, this is all agreed upon. But when you end up creating a space to experience that which we are not, the extremes, you also have the unforeseen events, things that haven't been foreseen to go in certain directions. And this is where you'll get things playing out that have been so extreme here that no, certain individuals are not experiencing that which they've agreed to. This is where there is a massive front from the other side to awaken souls here, to wake up to who and what they really are, to shatter all of these self-imposed prisons, the mind, putting you in a box of limitation. Because even when you do cross over or death, if you have a lot of fear, you will see this through all near-death experience. And even myself, took me years to get over it, where you will experience your fears playing out temporarily or put yourself in these self-imposed prisons until you realize, come to a state like I have, where I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like, take my soul because you can't necessarily kill my soul. But I just got to that state where I'm like, I just don't care. And then, bam, everything opened up. Access to the 12 realms, access to outside of the construct again, multiple times, doing this over and over and over again, because I pierce through the number one thing that is blocking every single soul here from truly accessing things is the fear. To experience that which you're not ends up giving the soul a certain perceptual wisdom that would have never been birthed unless it was experienced. When people use the word master, quotation. So let's just use the word master, and I'm saying quotations master, because everybody is their own master. But in order to be a true master, you would have to have experienced the most harshest environments and experiences in order to have birthed into that. And you could say, in order to understand unconditional love, to truly understand it and be in it, even though you are that, but to truly understand why, you would have to have experienced the unlovable things. Everything bows to unconditional love. It is a force that is the greatest force in everything. To experience that which we are not, like I said before, gives you that. Now, experiencing that within this, from what I was shown as well, and what I've just explained, there are things that has been unforeseen of the extremes that take place. It's just, yeah. And when people become too reliant, that's why I said the AI and stuff like that is a distraction. When people become too reliant on things outside of themselves, they stop focusing on themselves, right? The cells, themselves, and the everything they have access to. Because when you're constantly focused on something out here, You shut down the part of yourself, the natural intuition, the instincts, the call. You shut down that soul connection, right? And when you start to attune your field, your frequency, right? You will start to tap into the true nature, the true universe, who and what we really are, without using technology. Even if it's hard or difficult, every soul could do it. It's not a like it's not limited to a demographic, or you need to be some monk that trains for decades to achieve this. All that's the distortion. That's the lie. Like, people would want to convince you, or let's just say all individuals of control, to control you, to keep you in the self-imposed prison, okay, or keep you here. They would want you to believe that this is very difficult. And I've had people do this that has never even done it before. They go through certain principles, certain steps, they pop out.
If you're vibing with this style, drop your city and state or country in the comments. Don't forget to smack that like button to help this message grow, and feel free to explore the channel for more Darius-filled content that'll wake up your soul.